Everybody likes to laugh, but Republicans are getting tired of just laughing at Republican politicians. When Bush or Cheney or Rumsfeld or any other Republican politician does something embarrassingly stupid, Republicans laugh and laugh. It's funny stuff. Politicians making idiots out of themselves. It doesn't get any funnier than that. But why can't Americans see Democrats looking like idiots too? Sure, Leno and Letterman tell Obama jokes, but they're cute jokes. They are jokes Obama himself probably likes. The jokes aren't mean, they aren't disrespectful, and they don't make him look like an idiot. And believe me, there was plenty of idiot material during the campaign, and there will be plenty more over the next 4 years. It just won't ever be used, and it will never ever be shown to the public. Liberal bias wasn't only limited by what the media didn't show us during the campaign, but also by what they did show us. We had what seemed like 6 months of the world's smallest violin show. For 6 months, the networks tried to make white people feel bad about themselves. The sympathy strategy at work. Week after week, our television nights were filled with reruns of old movies and documentaries, and the networks were relentless, airing them repeatedly for the entire campaign. The networks had town hall meetings about race, news talk shows about race, white racism this and white racism that. It was a nauseating time to be white, because the premise was the same: those bad white people. ESPN alone must have telecast their 4-hour documentary Black Magic nearly a dozen times during the campaign. There is one network that deserves mention all by itself, and it is the one network that should be the least biased, yet is the worst offender. That being taxpayer-funded PBS. Think about it. Your tax dollars are paying the salaries of liberal journalists like Bill Moyers and Jim Lehrer and Gwen Ifill and Charlie Rose, and last but not least, Tavis Smiley, a man who gives the impression of having graduated from the Jeremiah Wright School of Racism. Is it any wonder that the Republican Party has been trying for years to remove federal funds from this far-left network? Honesty and impartiality have disappeared from mainstream news. The transparency of their liberal bias isn't concealed anymore. They just do not care how bad it looks. Our news today is made the same way the old Soviet Union's Pravda news agency made its news, and back then we called Pravda what it was: propaganda. It deserves the same treatment today here in America. In the presidential campaign, our mainstream media took a below-average politician, exaggerated what limited skills he had, disregarded his glaring personal and private problems, and pretended he was the greatest politician the world had ever seen. Then, they made him president. The next biggest problem in America is a growing class of people who pay very little or no income taxes. The people who want the government to take care of them. Let's call them Obama's base, or just plain Democrats. And a shrinking class of people who pay nearly all the taxes, who believe that able-bodied men and women should take care of themselves. Let's call them Republicans. The rich don't pay enough, eh? Obama has promised his voters more free stuff. "We'll get you a bigger piece of the pie," his wife said. Today it's the tax takers versus the taxpayers. Obama told Joe the plumber, "I don't want to punish your success. I just think that when you spread the wealth around, it's good for everybody." Wrong, Barack. Very wrong. It's not good for everybody. It's only good for your voters. The man is perfectly happy to destroy hard-working, successful people's wealth as long as he can redistribute it to his constituents through the forever expanding cradle-to-grave welfare programs. As more and more social programs become law, as has happened over the past 30 years, less and less people have any incentive to work. These are Obama's voters. They are the "I want free stuff" crowd, and they are taking over the country. They now dominate national elections, and there doesn't appear to be any way to turn it around. In the end, who will be here to turn out the lights?
And let me tell you something. For the first time in my adult life, I am proud of my country.
God damn America! God damn America! God damn